I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm a hero of the new world.
You're a disease, and I'm the cure.
Be advised that I'm mean, nasty, and tired. I eat concertina wire and piss napalm, and I can put a round through a flea's ass at 200 meters. So you go hump somebody else's leg, mud.
everybody to another Appreciating Comic Book Art Live. Green, there we go. Wrong button. There we go. All right.
Great start.
Yeah, it was a great start.
What a
Great
hot
start to the
mess
show.
we are
I
tonight.
know. Got all flustered there for a second. Yeah.
Jeez.
Sorry, we're a little
make you
bit
that
late.
excited.
I know. Well, you always do, man.
It
always
actually
do.
worked
Dogs.
out considering I left work, then had to go back to work, and that was very frustrating for me.
Oh.
But now I'm here and I get to look at a comic that I've never looked at.
Yeah, I think you're gonna dig it. You know, it's got some good 90s goodness, very raw, very gritty. I think you're gonna like it. We got all 4 issues. We're gonna go through it fairly quickly because I wanted to just put it in. Let me switch up the bag. Let's do that. There we go. All right, we're still waiting for a couple people to jump in here, but we do have Kayla, Queen Kayla Easy. I cannot say Khaleesi? Khaleesi.
I gotta switch it back. Hold on.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, because I see you're a Queen at North Shore.
I am Queen of the North Shore. That's not a lie.
Mm.
Oh, you know what though? I do need to grab something because I got a special package from Zach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're
I
gonna grab
bidded for
Zach's
it.
package and
And I
show us
had
where it's
some-
at. I got you.
I bidded for a piece of art.
Oh yeah. Zach had a
and
auction.
I won. So Vaughn, I'm sorry. Fuck you. I own it.
Oh, shit,
And,
damn.
Ooh, I like
I like
this.
that.
Shots
I like
fired.
that.
Shots fired.
All right,
Shots
cool.
fired.
So,
Let's go.
And
Let's
if
go.
you want a copy, I'm gonna be selling prints for $100.
Make that money. Make that money.
Right? Because I own it, so I can do that. Right, Zach? Right?
I mean,
That's
it's yours. It's all yours.
I'm gonna go grab it real quick. I haven't
right.
even opened it, so
You do that. I'm gonna say sorry everybody, we were a little bit late. This is the second quote unquote hour of the comic block where we were just doing the Spawn review and we ran that a little bit late, but that was a really good show over there. So I do apologize if you have been waiting just a little bit longer than usual. While we're waiting for Kayla though, I say hi to the chat. We got Mark Penguin was #1 again, just killing it, just dominating the #1 spot in all the shows here. Shout out to Mark, who's #1 in the chat, #1 in our hearts. Great to see you, brother. Got Henry Bemis in the house.
Yes.
Union was a gorgeous book, incredible visually. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, it's fun. I like Mark Texier's work. We looked at Sabretooth miniseries not too long ago, which was really good. I don't think this series is as good as the Sabretooth series, but it definitely has its own charm and definitely some nice gritty art, which I love about Tex's work. Duck Bacon is in the house as well. Hail to you, brother. Cosmic Studios member of the channel is in here. Good to see you, brother. We got Time Scales. Hello to you.
Hello.
We got I'm just gonna say Rose. How about that? Because I know I'm gonna butcher your first name. We got Rose in the house again. Good to see you. Thank you for coming over from the Spawn review. We got Christopher Bouchard's in the house. Great to see you. What?
Momo,
Oh,
Yelling at her cats. Some Momo.
get out.
Let's listen.
Am I not muted?
No, you're not muted.
Jesus
What?
Christ.
Come on,
This is
professionalism.
the day that I'm having.
Hmm.
All right.
Sheldon Martin's in the house, member of the channel. Great to see you. Love this intro. Me too. It's my favorite. Badass Turner is in the house.
boy.
Hail to you. By the way, me and Badass are going to be doing a show at some point talking about the Zack Snyder's Man of Steel because we're both fans of that movie and it gets shit on quite a bit. So we're going to sit down and talk with each other about that. Haven't scheduled it yet, but it's going to happen at some point. Duck Bacon says, I found the colors to do work, but he hasn't got back to me. Oh, well, hunt him down, man. You got to kick that door down.
Colorists.
Carbon Dioxide, remember the channel's in the house. All my favorite movies right here. Yes, sir. You know what's up.
Actually,
Yeah.
I do think I have a colorist. If Duck Bacon's got the
Oh,
moolah, I do
nice.
have a colorist to recommend him if he's down.
Hell yeah. Yeah, hit up Zach, Duck Bacon. Got Rob Wilson Arts in the house. Says, finally caught this live. Greetings to the panel and the chat. Well, greetings to you, brother. Thank you for joining us. What is happening? Does anyone know what
I
is
didn't know
what-
this was in here.
Is it a D pick?
Oh, I know what you.
I love this Space Monday. Oh my god, I'm good.
I can't believe you got that.
No, what? Just hold your horses, Kayla.
Yeah,
hold your horses for a second. The Green Laser is in the house. Great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Nice.
Oh, look at that. We got a $2 super chat from Carbon Dioxide. Forgot to ask, you like Iced Earth Spawn album?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I have not heard the album personally. I know that sounds weird, right?
Oh,
like you would think I would.
The album cover is awesome.
The album cover is awesome.
Yeah,
like I haven't actually heard the album itself. I need to check it out. I'm assuming you like it. Let me know, Carbon. We got Matthew in the house as well. Your characters look like it's from the 90s. Definitely heavily influenced. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, Kayla. I know you're I don't know what is happening over there, but chomping at the
lost it. No,
Yeah.
I lost it. So
do you have it back?
I have it back, but apparently
Okay.
I am the owner.
All right, I'm gonna blow you up. What I don't know what the hell she's gonna show, guys. Just so you know. So I don't condone possibly. Oh, the
She owns the gooch.
She owns the gooch. Look at now. I know why you were all flustered there. Kayla got the gooch. Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
got to
think
stay.
he explained what a gooch was at first too. That's the thing that.
Well, yeah, somebody might want to explain that for people that don't know. Jay, why don't you explain what the gooch
I
is?
can.
Yeah.
But-
If you want to, look at that, and I'll explain it after.
Okay, show off what you're going to show off, Kayla.
So this is what me and Vaughn were in a bidding war for.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is a gorgeous piece of Madeline Pryor that Zach did. And Zach will be doing more auctions. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but him and
Look at that
Jay are
bouteille.
cooking up a project. So this is Zach's art. It was packed
hot.
phenomenally. And yeah, this is beautiful. Look at the
I know why
bulk.
Vaughn wanted
Look at the
that.
proportion.
I know exactly why Vaughn wanted
Well,
it.
it's not that I don't like Madeline Pryor. He was like, Kayla doesn't like Madeline Pryor. That's not true. I just am a Jean Grey person all the way. So Madeline Pryor is cool, but she's not Jean Grey. So, but this was just so
Kinda
beautiful.
is.
I had to have
Kinda
it
is,
when
yeah.
I saw it. She's a clone.
It's kind of is. No, that's
So-
awesome. That is
But
awesome.
yeah.
Great work,
So,
Zach.
and
Yeah, very
Zach
good.
is
Thank you.
available for commissions and stuff, guys.
Yeah,
Our
if you
very
hit
own
him
Zach
up.
down there in the corner. Hit him
Wow.
up. His rates are very reasonable.
You can check him out on any stream that he does with the Gooch there, where he's always drawing stuff. He draws on the Spawn review, which we're going to look at here in just 2 seconds, since we didn't get to do it on the actual Spawn review show because we were running late. But we're gonna check it out. Zach, did you have the original, or did you want me to bring up the?
I got the original. It's better if you bring up the scan because
Bring up
everyone
the
can
scan?
see it
Okay.
more clearly.
Yeah, let me do that.
I mean, even ask Jay, he's like, yeah, do it that way.
Do the scan.
So I like
There we go.
anybody in the chat listening. I'm gonna be drawing something new for every Spawn thing that he's got going on every week. Whether if it's 11 by 17, which is more of a print kind of thing, that'll take me a little bit longer. So I'm doing little 9 by 12s, and in
There you
between
go.
I'll work on an 11 by 17. Just to make it like better. And who knows? I don't know what to do with the original Spawn drawings yet. So I'm gonna talk to Joe about that, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to do something with him. That's a fact. All right, so here is the Spawn one that we did not show off in the last episode, the Spawn review just earlier, so we're doing it now. This is the drawing by the very, very talented Zach. We're going to bring it up. Here we go. Look at that badassness.
Nice.
That looks amazing.
What does that say?
Yeah.
Death?
Death to burn.
Death to bums.
Oh, death.
Mm.
I got you. Yep.
I had to I tried to crop it off,
Are you
then,
hobophobic?
No, like
No, it fits in with the story though, like
yeah, because
I don't know
everyone's
what
always
that-
coming in messing around with the bums.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
a
was really trying to
bum?
figure something out.
A hobo? That's why I said, are you hobophobic?
Oh, see, Kayla coming in with the jokes. Look at that.
I know, I'm going.
Damn, I
I'm
thought I
starting
had a
off
good one there, and nobody got it. What the
You know, it's
fuck?
No,
because
I
we're
got-
not used to you telling jokes. That's probably why we're not used to you putting the jokes out there. So that's our bad. That went over.
She gets mad because her joke didn't land.
I know, right?
I know, right? Yeah.
How much
Well,
do I suck?
how many of our jokes have not landed with Kayla?
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's. I
That's
think
only
we're
'cause I
due.
didn't
I think we're due.
understand. Well, I guess. All right.
That was
I
a good
do-
joke. Kayla.
I'm just
sorry
gonna
we
take
missed it.
my juice shot. So
What?
I've
what?
been on a detox, and it has been horrible. But yeah, this
Do it.
is for your immune
What is this? What
system.
the hell-
It
what
tastes
is
like
happening?
shit. This is horrible.
It looks
White.
like shit.
All right, let's
It's
see what her face
juice.
looks like when she
It's
takes it.
literally it's acerola, astragalus root, cordyceps, reishi mushroom.
Oh, is
It
that the stuff that comes from like the testicles of a bull? I get you.
No,
Oh,
it's
please.
mostly mushrooms.
Yeah, they milked me last week.
Oh.
Now that's
You
how you do a
almost
joke.
Okay. Poor Kayla. Yeah.
I will
All
Yes,
I
they
know
do
is
spawn.
why am I
Yeah.
pixelating? What is this? A certain
know.
time hits and then my internet goes down. I need to.
Must
I
be.
need to.
What should
Hail,
be
Dennis.
the next? Like, should we let the chat decide what I should draw for like the
You
next
could-
spawn?
Could do that. Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
want to? Do you want to do a poll? I love doing
Yeah,
that.
why not?
Yeah.
Joe's like, I love the polls.
I love
Let's-
the polls. I love
They're
it.
Let's
great.
run a poll.
Do a
What do you
poll.
want? What do you want me to draw? Like, for the next episode of Spawn.
Let's give options. Let me see. Let me see what I can do in a poll.
Because I
here.
did medieval, I did Spawn, but I can draw those motherfuckers many times over. I don't care. Like, they're
Okay. Let's
fucking cool.
see.
The heap.
Add options.
What about some Spawn villains?
Oh, dude, yeah, because his villains are just as good.
Yeah.
The heap.
Okay. Give me names here. I got to
All right.
do some options.
Violator.
All right,
Violator,
Violators
obviously.
one. What's
Okay.
The heap.
the heap is another.
Ooh.
But what's
All right.
what's the other character who was early on in Spawn issues? He was the mafia brother.
Tony Twist.
Not Tony.
yeah.
No, Tony Twist had one of his minions, but his minions was like experimented on, who was related to one of the other-
Overkill.
not Overkill. Damn it.
Was it
he's
the
he
dude
looks
from
like a
Spawn
demon.
25?
Yeah,
Spawn
he looks like a
25.
demon. He's got like the
Fuck, what was his
horns and
name?
everything.
Oh, Tremor.
Tremor?
Yeah,
Tremor.
yeah.
Yeah, Tremor.
Tremor's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cool, dude.
yeah
So
Tremor's
cool.
dope. Yeah.
Okay, I've
Well,
only
let's
got
run it.
4 spots. I've only got 4 spots, so it's gonna have to be Violator, the Heap, Tremor, and then one more because you've already done Spawn. So one more. Angela.
Angela.
Barbosa.
Yeah, put Angela in there. Not a villain, but still.
Why is a female getting?
No, she was a villain when she came out. So when she
But
first came
yes,
out, she
that
was a
is true, but technically not a villain.
villain. I don't know about that.
Maybe
She was
She's
a
not a villain
villain.
anymore.
No,
Not
she
now,
was a
but she
villain till
was.
the day she died.
Yeah.
All right, what should Zach draw next? Your options are going to be Angela, the Violator, the Heap, or Tremor. Starting the poll now, and we'll see what happens by the end of the show, and we'll pick to see what the answer is by the time the show's over, and we'll know what's going on next week. There we go. Let me
Yo,
pop out
carbon
the chat for you guys.
dioxide. That little comment
Neil
is
Gaiman.
Damn.
Funny because it's true.
It is.
That is
I
funny.
still like it. I still like his work, but that's where I have to
Him as a
separate
person.
well, I have to separate that from
Wait.
his work because he can write.
Mhm.
No, let me ask you. So does that mean you can't even use Angela in any material moving forward? Like not comics, but like TV.
And
Anything.
Yo, Neil Gaiman, this motherfucking dirty, bro.
Yeah.
that primary cunt.
You went through this today already, Zach.
Yeah, I
Why
know.
bring it up?
Yeah. I'm just gonna stop it there.
literally went through
All
this today.
Yeah.
All right. The poll is in the chat. You guys go crazy on that for the next hour or so. We're going to dive into some awesome comic book art. Pull it out. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. Love the art. Let me catch up with you guys. Yeah, that's a good one. We should have done that. I like that. I do like that. Rob says, I get those shots from the commissioner.
Commissary.
Why can't I fucking say that? Commissary.
Cayenne. Or
What are we
Cayenne.
talking about? Oh, you're talking about the shot that Kayla's taking. I got you. Why is there an echo?
It's
Is that on
not
my
coming
end?
from me. I don't know about that.
Okay, must have been my end. All right, let's jump into this. We've been talking for 21 minutes, having a good time. We're going to skip the tacos, although if you guys want to drop tacos in the chat, it's always appreciated. This is a Taco Tuesday on a Monday. Well, we are looking at Union 1 through 4 by Mark Teixeira, however you want to pronounce it. This was one of those books that came out that I absolutely loved, as I was big into Mark's art at the time. And this had the badass gimmick foil. It was also raised a little bit on the cover. So this cover was just, I mean, look at that. Just raised a little bit, also foil. Beautiful.
They did a
Cool
lot of
character
that
design.
shit in the 90s. So a lot of it was a huge mess, and very often you'll have a cover like that where it's not too much and it does work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got one taco. Thank you, Green Laser. Appreciate you. More
I took
tacos
off.
are appreciated, guys. More tacos. Let's go.
I took off for a moment. I had to get the cats out of here. They're just a disaster. I had to bribe them with churros.
You bribed the cats.
Yeah, with
what?
churros.
Okay, then.
It's like crack for cats.
Churros?
Well, no, they're
Churros?
called
Churros?
churros.
Do I
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Do you work for Image? Is that for me or is that for somebody else?
I was just going to say, yeah, I don't know who that's for, but, none of us work for Image on this panel.
Yeah,
That'd be cool if we did, though.
absolutely, bro.
It was kind of cool. Like, this was early on in the Image runs. If you're big into Image if you're big into Image like we were, Sean and I, we grew up in Image. I'm sure Zach was around that time and the Gooch as well. But for Sean and me, it was more of like it was an experience,
Life.
right? Image, it was life.
It
Image
was
Comics was
life.
life to us.
That's so cool.
And Mark coming over from doing Ghost Rider and Sabretooth. I can't remember if he did Sabretooth before this or after this, but regardless, coming over from Marvel and doing the series for Wildstorm was awesome. And just seeing his art on the characters. This was a cool ass character design. And I just love his gritty, raw art in this series.
Nice profile.
You know what his work reminds me
Yeah.
of? Tom Mandrake.
Hmm.
His faces are really, really good. And he does a lot with his inking that he just like lets it have energy when it needs to be. And Tom Mandrake is just that alone. Like his stroke lines, the way he moves for faces and whatnot, like on point. It just reminds me a lot of Tom's work.
Dennis Kelly said, yes, Angela, have a great series, guys. Seems lately, whenever you're all on, it's a breathing machine time. Laugh aloud. Excited for Reaper in Type 1. Hail. Well, brother, I hope you're feeling good, man. Hope you're feeling good. Have a great night, man. Thank you for joining us.
That page,
and voting.
page on the
Take care
right,
of yourself.
the page on the right, first panel. Wow, that's a good shot.
That
Yeah, I
is
think we're going to get to
beautiful.
that here in a second. I don't hang on every single page because we go through all 4 issues here, but there are definitely some ones I try to pick out. So if I miss a page here or there, I do apologize. But I encourage everybody to go out and check this out. Okay, we do it.
Yeah, that's fucking great. I love that panel.
You know
That's
what
a
I
good
love?
panel.
What I love about that is just the artistic, what would you call it?
License.
License, the bravery to go and do such an oddball panel like that, to have all that negative space and not have it filled in with black, right?
Yeah.
I would love to know like what his thinking was when he was drawing that scene,
That's tough.
because he does that a lot in
Yeah.
this run. He does very similar stuff like this in the run. And it's very unique. It's so odd that it's almost kind of like, oh, it's kind of
Well,
cool.
just looking at
So-
the way that he's doing it, I'm looking at it where right there they're making a quick promise, and and then he's saying, "I swear to you." That's I think he treated that panel. It's a powerful moment in the action of not only him promising her that he swears to her that nothing will separate
That's
them.
exactly it, Zach.
Yeah,
That's
and
exactly what it
Great
is.
insight.
That
Which is
they're
why the
molded
speed
together
lines-
as one. That's
Yeah,
exactly what it is.
Ah,
the
I see.
speed-
I would
the
not have
speed
caught
lines
that.
are coming
Good
in.
thoughts.
I've never read this before, but that's the first thing that caught my eye when you were talking about that. And Zach, you're exactly on the same page that I am, because he's trying to show that the characters are bonded together. I mean,
Very
the
cool.
panel says right there, promise me that nothing will ever separate us again. Never again, I swear to you. So it's
that's what
pretty
happens
much,
when you actually
they're
read.
bonded together. I've never read this. I have no clue what the premises of this even is. To me, it kind of has slightly like, it looks like Band-Aid Destiny mixed with your American comics. It's like a good combination of European and American comics to me, at
Okay.
least the art style. And I kind of see a little bit. I know it's going to sound really odd.
No, go ahead. What are you going to say? Art Adams?
No, I don't
Okay,
see
I
Art
was like-
Adams. It kind of looks similar to like some issues of Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Like if there's something that to me it
A little
looks
Eastman.
Yeah, Little Eastman,
Layered.
definitely. I definitely can see, like, in the woman's face especially, something looks similar to drawings of April O'Neil that were out
Okay.
a little bit
Interesting.
earlier. Yeah, so it's really sketchy. His
Yes,
work
that's
is
what I love about
extremely
it.
sketchy, and I really love
Very
that.
Very, very rough.
You
very
nailed
sketchy.
it, Kayla. Because I was driving me nuts. I was like, who does this remind me of? And it's Eastman.
I definitely, it's like Eastman, but it's a little bit more stylized Eastman in an aspect, I would say. Because Eastman is a little bit more cartoony, I feel. But
I
the
think he's a
face,
refined Eastman because Eastman could not draw faces.
Yeah. It's interesting because if you look at Mark's work on like Ghost Rider or even the Sabretooth miniseries that we looked at months ago, this is a slightly different style than all of those. So interesting. Great.
When did this come out?
yeah, that character has like the
93,
kind of face shape I have.
93-ish.
This was 93?
Let me.
Yeah, this is
Weird.
like this is
I really
on
93.
this is like reading fucking Ninja K with Joe Quesada being like really detailed, the pencils. That's what it's like giving me.
Just
And you know what? For all the
look
people
at
that's
that.
listening in, when you know you have a successful composition for a page, stick your thumb out and put your thumb to each figure. If the figure is varied in size outside of your thumb, then that means that your eye isn't trying to be stagnant, meaning like the page is boring and you just want to look past that. It's training your eye to stay longer on the page when you're varying your sizes.
That's great advice. I lost my mind when I saw this panel, which is why I went right to it. For as dirty and dark as it is, just showing the impact of this energy blast or whatever you want to call it. I just love the amount of speed lines, the amount of black to whites, even though it's colored. You know what I'm saying? You know, just the contrast of the lighting there. It's just, this kind of stuff was just gorgeous. And again, what I loved about Image during this era is there was a lot of books, including like Pit Number 1, Max, all these books that were coming out with a really heavy black borders on the gutters. I mean, on the pages. Yes. There was something about that as a kid that just drew me in visually to comics.
I don't think it's much of an eyesore as like a white gutter would have been on this page. You know, and it allows the characters to pop out. Like the characters pop out when they're going over that gutter. They're popping out a lot more against the contrast of the black gutter line there. Also, it's like very manga. I see a lot of manga with these speed lines. It's very
100%.
Very like Akira Toriyama. Like it's something you'd see in Dragon Ball for sure.
Sean, I know you think a lot like I do with this. When there was when this kind of became the trend, right, early on in Image, where you started having a lot of the black gutters. I mean, what do you think visually? Because I think it was just one of those things that artistically wise, same thing with Prophet, right? Stephen Platt, Prophet. There was a lot of dark gutters in those, but there's white gutters as well. But there was just something about them. I mean, artistically, how'd that draw you into these books?
I thought it was cool. I thought it wasn't Marvel. It wasn't DC.
Right.
It was showing the change of times. I think it works. I just think it's cool, man. No real scientific thought besides like, wow.
Yeah.
Like it just enhanced the story. Like it's kind of getting your eye to kind of focus in on the panels. Like, you see the blacks, and you just kind of move in like it's framed.
The framing. It was
if I'm not wording it right, it just has my eye drawn to the panels quicker.
Oh, I completely get what you're saying, especially with the framing. And you nailed it too when you were saying like it wasn't Marvel, it wasn't DC, right? Because that was more the classic storytelling at the time. White gutters, and Image was doing something a little bit different at the time. In my opinion, they were doing something that the other guys weren't doing. They were giving something more visual, and maybe that did come from some manga influence. I don't know because I never really read too much back then. But there's so much that Image did. I thought that was kind of groundbreaking at the time, and the Black Gutters were, in my opinion, one of those things.
And the artists they were able to get, whether it be for a miniseries, a long-term run, because then you got like Charest that grew to be a monster. They were getting very talented guys that had been in the game for a while, as well as mentoring new talent. But like Teixeira at the time, like his Ghostwriter stuff was poetry, like
so good.
And again, the Sabretooth as well. So like him doing Unions, like, oh my god, that's awesome. Like at least it wasn't like some new guy, that's from Sheboygan.
Yeah.
And it was no disrespect, but like it's fucking Mark Teixeira. Like, look at that. That's so beautiful, man.
And this was like art. A painted cover. Yeah. That's what I loved about this cover.
Yeah, it's an actual artist, in the broadest terms of the word. And I'm just a huge fan of him and loved Union from Jump Street like yourself.
Jay, did you follow Mark Teixeira very much? Did you read any of this when it was coming out?
Yeah, I did follow Mark, but like I don't remember this series at all because this book is giving me like Punisher vibes a little bit. Like I just like I don't know. It feels like a Garth Ennis book. Like it's I don't know. I've never seen this one before. I'm just like blown away that I've never picked it up.
I don't know the fanfare of this, but I know they did a second series and they did longer runs with different artists and stuff, but for some reason, like it didn't have the same appeal than when like Mark was drawing. I mean, if you look at stuff like the grittiness, this kind of reminds me, right? Like Sam Keith, was doing certain stuff like this. It had the pop culture of like the MTV adult cartoons at night. Look at the design of like the buildings, right?
The Ralph Bakshi world.
Yeah, I was like, we're not trying to do like this perfect, detailed stuff. It's very, stylized, gritty with the backgrounds. Like the really thick black walls, just framing things out.
Took the words out of my mouth, Sean. I was going to say because like I want to know if he's like worked on heavy metal because it looks like a lot of it could be from heavy metal. Like,
they pick European art style.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it is because I don't spend a lot of time studying the European art style, Kayla. So that could absolutely be an influence on that. Good call.
I think it's interesting what he plays around with the textures. Like it's insane. It's gritty. It's very gritty looking, but then parts of it look very clean. It has a great balance of both. Yeah. He knows exactly where to draw the eye. Look at the suit.
That's a beautiful gesture.
Suit.
Yeah, it's a good warning gesture.
That down shot. His storytelling in this is fucking phenomenal. Like, take notes, everybody.
He wrote this as well?
No,
I think
Mike Hessler or something.
Yeah, wrote it. He was just the artist on it, but
hear me out. Like Rob Wilson just before said, like, this show's for like inspiring creators. That's awesome. Like, take notes if you want to learn how to do like awesome storytelling because there's like, it's not spaghetti western, but like the Clint Eastwood movies, like some of the shots, like it just kind of gets that dirty vibe to it. It's awesome.
Dirty Harry,
yes,
like a Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
Because it looks like Garth Ennis, like when he was doing Punisher, it gives off like Ralph Bakshi feel. At some moments, it gives off like even that looks like Frank Miller.
Look at some of the.
And then there's other parts that look like Mike Zeck, and then there's other parts that look. I'm just like, wow, he really varies with his art styles.
With like a Sinkiewicz texture here and there, like kind of like it's.
It also has that pulpy feel to it too. Like when I look at some of that, I get very like pulpy, that noir vibes to it. What a great facial expression on the woman there.
Yeah, sorry. Right to
I knew you were going
heroic
there,
body,
but
yeah.
I always I love to see the beauty in the face of a female
But
character.
listening to you guys kind of just dissect this a little bit and kind of get into the roots of style, it just dawned on me like this might have been one of the first time Mark had broke away from working in the mainstream, right? Where his stuff was always gritty and stylized, but it was a little bit more structured.
Yeah.
And now you're going to a place like Image Wildstorm where he's got the freedom. And yeah, it does kind of seem like he's really just expanding and experimenting and throwing all these kind of different styles and influences into this one book. And I think you do kind of see it. You guys pointed out quite a bit of bouncing around here or there. You know, like it really does seem like a book where he's just like complete freedom, right? And that was what was cool about Image Comics is like the artist brought in, like you have the freedom. Like do what you want with it, you know.
Well, the artist became out of the illustrator for this.
Well, I want to go ahead and add something to what you were saying, Joe.
Yeah.
When Todd McFarlane came in through the fucking door, he he went in with such a specific style, and Todd was doing things that was pissing some of the old timers off, like breaking panels. That exaggeration where he would like fuck with the borders. Even the borders would have, when he came in, he was doing stuff like that. And then, people were just taking in inspiration. They're like, well, shit, if Todd is doing this and they're letting him and it's working, then I might as well do it. So he's let a lot of these people untap their abilities to push their art even farther out there. So the 90s, these guys may have been superstars, but they really were changing the game for comics. They were putting that shit on the forefront. And when you see comics like this, there's a good solid reason. I mean, people every day were just picking this stuff up like candy.
Yeah.
We had that show with Dan Fraga on Thursday, and we talked about, I can't remember what we called it. It was like, what
is it accurate? Is it cool? What's
whatever? Yeah, it's cool. Something.
That's cool.
And this is like the epitome of what we're talking about. You look at this book, and when you look at it, you just say, "That's cool." Like this is cool. Like this, not like some perfect drawing, perfect anatomy, perfectly lifelike or whatever. Like it's just stylized, cool stuff. And to me, that's what comic books are. Stylized. Like this is it's just beautiful work. Like I had a lot of fun recording this video.
You know what it is? He's got the feel and the flow for the book, because the style changes depending on the scene. Because like I see a little bit of Romita like a few pages back, then you're seeing this like that bottom right, that's totally different from what you saw earlier in the book.
Right.
There's so many various types of artwork happening here, but it's like it fits this book, the feel for the book, if that makes any sense. Like it,
it does.
To me, it's basically like a culmination of all of his influence or inspiration, and he took it and he basically created his own stylistic preferences for each character and each frame, pretty much, if that makes any sense at all.
No, it makes perfect sense.
It just works, and this style is completely unique to him.
Oh, I love that.
So I think this is a great example of how you would take inspiration or influence and make it into your own.
No, I agree. That's a hell of a good point.
That is
one of
the most difficult
shots. Good shot. That is a hard
let me ask you guys this.
Look at that perspective there.
I'm gonna ask you guys this: if you
go ahead,
put Mark's work with a lot of the guys in the indie sphere at that time frame, does his work stand out where you could say that is Mark's work?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, Mark. Like, I'm sorry if you I'm just asking, like, a lot of guys are really trying to emulate what a lot of the trends were going on in comics. And some of them, it worked, and a lot of them just kind of took off, like, downwards. It wasn't really cutting it out for them. So is Mark one of those guys that separated himself artistically, where you can, where a lot of the things that he was doing that everyone else was doing, it works for him?
I would say yes, absolutely. It stands out on its own, in my opinion. I think it's a prime example of what you should be trying to do. Like the way he's basically, I honestly feel like he took a bunch of things he was inspired by and influenced by and took that knowledge or what he liked about it and melded it in with his own unique style and therefore created this, which is a culmination of it. And it was a smart thing to do. Whereas other people are too busy trying to emulate a specific style of a particular artist. He kind of created a culmination of everything, and this is unique. This stands out to me.
Yeah,
See,
I
I would say, like, because in the early '90s, I would say you put him up there with Capullo, like at the same time, because Capullo was kind of changing his style depending on the book he was working on, and until he got to Batman, he really decided to go his own way with his own style, and I would say Teixeira was probably the same boat until later on, where he could have had fun just doing his own thing. Because like when you think of Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Brett, but they have a distinct style that everyone's like, oh, that's a McFarlane. I think when you think of like Capullo and Teixeira, they're chameleons. They could do anything. They could draw any kind of style if they're given the task to do so.
The versatility.
Yeah. That's just my opinion, but like, I it just seems like that early '90s, when coming from Marvel, they were told that you had to draw like Jim Lee, you had to draw like McFarlane, you had to draw like so many artists that they wanted to capture that vibe and carry it on, which made them better, obviously, because you're as an artist, you're gonna grab from other artists. So
I mean, that's why guys like Tex and a Jay Lee. Sam Keith, guys like that really stood out because they were doing stuff that was so different than and don't get me wrong, like I love the comic book style of the Jim Lees and the Silvestris and all them, obviously, but it was nice to see guys like Mark and Jay Lee and Sam Keith and all them going out and doing some different kind of line work, different textures. Carbon Dioxide asks, is Tex all brush inking? I think he probably is. I think this is probably pretty, and I'm not an expert on it, but during this time, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this is inking with a brush.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. 93.
Yeah, they killed the character.
Well,
a lot of them were inking with the Raphaels. This is the brush.
Oh, really?
Right here.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me blow you up. Oh, no shit.
You can get the sharpest point with the Raphael. They're
Really?
They're $30.
Nice.
But I mean, dude, these things are built to last.
Hell yeah. It's always difficult for me to find a good brush to do detail, which is why I've always done like a nib or a pen.
Oh yeah, but get your hands on that. I promise you, dude.
I'll check it out.
It's a game changer brush.
Yeah. It just changes. He just changed. Like, look at the female. It's different from what we saw in the other book.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like Kayla. I mean, you guys have all nailed it.
Kind of, the color looks slightly different too. So it's also whatever the colorist. Who colored this book?
Chiaito was doing the.
Okay.
He was credited for the colors.
Okay, so it makes sense. It seems like the color is slightly changed within these books, because this to me looks a little bit more intense colors. We're seeing more purples, more greens pop in. Unless it's just me that noticed that. Like we're also seeing like a lot more primary colors here, like these yellows.
Oh, look at that.
I'm curious what Sean has to say, because like he's soaking it in. And
look, you guys are making valid points. You're saying what I'm thinking.
So your points are valid too, Sean.
I love this.
No. I'm kind of stoned too, so you'll have to forgive me. But...
Oh, are you? Oh, I thought I was. Oh, thank God! I thought I was the only one. I was like,
I just smoked before we took a break. So.
No, but Sean, I mean, look at this. Look at the exaggeration on this impact of this hit. That he's doing here. Like, to me, now that's okay. That's what I love about comics, right? Like when you're talking about drawing, right? Like, people that want to critique drawing correctly or whatever you want to say.
Yes.
That position is never going to be achieved in real life. And that's what makes it cool. That's what makes it cool.
Yeah. And it's not anatomically correct. Like, look where that leg is positioned. Like, it's not real. Like, so
Right.
yeah, you could get away with drawing the most absurd pose. And does it look cool? Do you feel the impact and the vibes of
Right.
what's on the
Do you
page?
feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Weird that
Yeah,
sound
sir.
effect is that sound effect there really lines up well
What up,
with
John?
the eye line.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's fucking John?
It's fucking John.
Oh, is that an alien? Was that an alien? Go back.
But no, but you
Well,
see the
hold on a
sound
second,
effect there?
I just wanted to back up to see what Kayla
Yeah.
was talking
That
about.
sound effect really lines up well with the eye line. So it works
Yeah.
very
Right.
well with the panel. And it also it's conveying a lot more motion. I feel like if that sound effect wasn't there, it would still look cool, but that sound effect made it look all the cooler. It was definitely like warranted.
I don't
So.
know, man. It's too straight. I would have curved it a little bit just to match the line of the building.
Oh, the sound effect.
Yeah,
Wait,
like
go
you
back.
kind of
I
curve
want to
it.
see what Zach's talking about.
God dang it!
Sorry, it's
Sorry. See, it's too
I mean,
straight.
I get what you're saying. I do get what you're
Curve
saying,
it.
but then how
Yeah.
your eye would be though. I don't think
Your
it would
eye
be
would
a
still
natural
lead
place
into
your
it.
eye would fall.
I can
No,
see both ways.
even if you like bend it just a little bit, it's curving along with the action and the line of the building, where your eye would just circle around.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Hey, Carbon Dioxide was asking what number that Raphael brush is.
Oh,
Zach.
let me see. Number 2.
It's fucking
It's fucking John.
Good
I
to see
haven't
you,
sworn
John.
at John in a very long time.
I know it's been a second. Yeah.
I know it's been a hot minute.
By the way, guys, we got 131 people watching, 118 over on X, 13 on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Wherever you're at, please hit the like button, share the stream out to people. Come over to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, help us grow the channel, get the word out. If you want the best content for comic book art, comic book story talking, Spawn, all that kind of stuff, come over here, hit the like button, support the channel. We love you guys.
How's the poll doing?
Oh, the poll so far, Angela is running away.
What a cover.
55% to everybody else.
I think it's
So-
pretty much after everyone saw how sexy you did that Madeline Pryor.
That is true.
You know, that you do a great.
You got that booty
women's
going.
body
Yeah, like people are like,
proportion.
oh, we want
Yes.
more.
Oh, dude, Angela.
That's a great
man.
cover.
That's gonna be something.
That's probably one of my favorite covers. Like number one. All right, the first issue is my favorite. One of my favorite image covers of the 90s. It's just there's something about that number one cover is great. The number 4 cover I really dig as well. But that was a cover that stuck out in my mind as a kid. You know, like
Jim Lee's co-creator. Okay.
yeah. This was Wildstorm, so yeah.
He was supposed to be a different name prior to Union, and I was trying to look it up.
Yes, what was it?
It wasn't Vital.
Because he was actually advertised with a different name at first, wasn't
Different, drawn by
Prime.
Jim. Yeah.
It was. Is that Prime?
No,
good.
no.
I'm such an idiot. I was thinking.
Is it Prime?
That no.
This
Are you
is
sure?
beyond
Oh,
my
oh, oh.
knowledge, guys. Sorry.
Zach, I apologize. I'm thinking that you're thinking of Malibu. That's on me again. I am stoned. Let me.
No, it's all good because like
It
I
might have
saw it,
been.
I'm like,
It's
Because
it was
something
a
with
card,
the pink.
right?
Yeah. You're
yeah, I
onto
think
it.
it's Prime. I'm putting $50 down. It's fucking.
Chat,
Prime.
somebody find out
It's
what Union's original name was. We're gonna
Jesus
settle this.
Christ. I will Google it right now. Let me research real quick.
All
I
right,
will
you do
find the
that.
answer. I'm a woman. You know we're
Okay.
good at this shit.
I'm a woman. Michael says there needs to be more underboob costumes. I agree.
Yeah,
I do agree.
preach that shit.
Yeah,
1000%.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Let's go.
Hashtag that. Yeah.
Some interesting eyes that he's got on that female chick right there. It's almost like Spawn eyes instead of
Mhm.
yeah, it's kind of an interesting choice there.
Hold on. Of course, I lost internet. All I came up was Omen.
It was
which I
Poon
think
Man.
That's his name. I think that's his name is Omen.
Yeah.
But that's not the original name. I lost internet.
No, it's like, early image
Here we
days,
go.
right? Because Gen 13
Fandom.
was Gen X before they changed it. There was
Give
a
me
lot
one
of
second. The monarchy, so much, blah, 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 blah. More. The throne, former Sky, Union. Someone.
because it was a specific advertisement. I remember what Sean is
Yeah.
saying. It was in
It's
an
a
image
P
book.
or a V. Yeah.
Yep.
P or a V.
It was a Jim Lee drawing advertising that the character was coming.
Like this. And it's
Yeah, he was. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about, and he had a different name.
Probably one of the the Jim Lee one where it's mostly DC based. I have it, but it's packed. But
Yeah, you'd
If
have
I
to go
find
back
it,
to
I'll
earlier.
This one? Are you talking about this one?
I can't see that.
No.
No. The icons. They rebranded it and they had it in Ollie's, but DC's
You think it was in one of the
icons.
Jim Lee icon, like the hardcover?
Yeah, because
Wizards?
it does dwell into Wildstorm's earlier past. Like,
All right, I'll look it up after we're done with this. I got
Okay.
it right on the back, right in the shelf right there.
okay.
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because that was the case with a lot of image stuff. Like they would put something out, they'd advertise it, and then by the time it hit the shelves, they change the name and they tweak a costume. Oh man, that's awesome.
Right, Gen 13 was supposed to be Gen X, boy.
Gen X, yeah.
You know.
Gen X with Jeffrey Scott.
Yeah.
And that obviously that changed. So I mean, there was some pretty cool stuff like that. Look at this. Love the impact of it. Again, just you feel it. You
Yeah.
feel it, and it's cool. That's all that
First
matters.
appearance of. I'm trying to freaking figure out. My internet is sucking right now. I don't see you doing it.
Yes, Michael.
Yeah.
You know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah,
Unagi,
absolutely.
baby. Yeah.
It was a really cool advertisement. He was kind of like in a flying pose.
Yeah.
It's Impact flying pose or whatever. It was
There was
mostly in
a-
shadow.
think a globe.
Oh.
That's what I like to
Everybody-
hear. You don't sound like a goat.
Jay had a breakthrough.
Sorry, the gummy's kicking in.
Oh,
Is
dude!
everybody
Oh my
still
god!
too? Nice. All right.
But I was
Everybody's
thinking,
funny
I heard
about
what you're thinking, and what you said there, Sean, and I'm like, I can't remember what it was. Like,
It's a P or a V like name.
The problem is that there's a whole bunch of articles coming up about Image Comics workers forming a union, and I'm trying to.
Right. I think you're gonna have a hard time finding it unless you find the page because
Yeah.
What was it? What did it originally debut in?
Probably somewhere in 1992 of a Wildstorm book. Like
Yeah, it
early
would have been an
Wildcats,
advertisement in the back of the
Stormwatch,
Wild
Backlash,
yeah.
maybe.
Yep.
Was
Oh,
he
got some
advertising
Jack
Wizard
Kirby feel
magazine?
of these designs here.
Yeah, these are very Kirby-ish, right?
Yeah, straight
Yeah.
up Kirby.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
See, that's awesome. Sorry, dude, that was.
Nah, it's all love, baby.
The way you said it was pretty funny.
You said, what did you say? It begins with an M. Is it possible that it was monarchy?
I don't think so.
We could put it in the list of possibilities, but I'm thinking it's a P or a V.
A
Dude, I
PRG?
swear.
When Zach said Prime, that kind of, I mean, I know that there was the Malibu
Yeah,
character Prime, but that does kind of sound familiar.
That's ringing bells, like
I don't think it was Prime though.
Carbon dioxide is
I
saying
swear
Omen.
he's been advertising
Union
Wizard
1
magazine.
through 4.
it might have been. Yeah, it might have very well been in one of the earlier 20s.
Yeah.
Of Wizard.
What's interesting with this, if you guys notice, like he's going through bouncing through I don't know if he's bouncing through time or some kind of a back and forth like Quentin Tarantino storytelling.
Yeah.
But he reuses this entire panel.
Right.
So you go back to this scene and he reuses almost both these panels are reused there. It threw me, it tripped me out at first. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I want new art, but
yeah. That's a good cheat though, save a
no,
little bit of time.
yeah. Like
I'm
the
all about
older
it.
me, I'm like, yeah.
Penis or vagina? Are you asking us to choose, or are you saying that's a name?
I don't know. That's a tough decision there.
What?
It depends on
it might have been in a Wizard magazine ad.
Yeah,
and definitely in one of the
very-
Wildstorm comic ads. I know that.
I give up for right now. I will figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll
Figure it out.
If
we
I have
figured
to
it-
go to the shop and look through
Through
all
every
the
single
possible
early image
things, I
Wildstorm
will.
book.
I fucking will.
That's a cool shot right there.
I mean,
I always thought Battalion's name was Battle Lion because
What?
I'm dyslexic and I'm stupid and I couldn't read.
Yeah.
Like Zealot, I thought her name was Zelot at first.
Oh, I did too until
Really?
Yeah. Somebody.
Okay,
Yeah.
until the
Well, because
cartoon.
when you pronounce it out and when you're
Yeah.
a kid, You're like, yeah,
I'm
Zealot.
like,
You know,
Zealot's
yeah.
awesome. And then when
Yeah.
they said it on the cartoon, I'm like, oh, that's kind of sucks. Zealot. Yeah.
Doxide is saying ask Tex. He has a YouTube channel. I don't know
Does
if he
he?
would. He does, but I don't know if he would necessarily know because this was
Pay for
a
work.
character created before, maybe
Yeah.
before he
Yeah,
started
yeah.
drawing.
What
So a lot of
beautiful
times the guys
idea.
would, a lot of times these guys like Liefeld and Lee and all them, they would create a character, they put an advertisement out, right?
Ooh.
Before the book was even dropping.
Nothing's
Oh
coming
yeah,
up, guys.
plenty of
That's
books.
cool.
Is that Matt Broom?
Let's see. I'm about to find out here.
That looks Sam Keith.
That does look like Sam Keith a little bit, but it is Broom.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
nice.
Broom. Yeah, it's Broom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy was awesome.
Broom and
That is
that
so cool.
McQueenie? Yeah, McQueenie. Yeah,
McWinney's nasty. That guy could.
yeah. I was just
fucking
gonna
swim
say
in.
you can kind of see his style, his inking
Yeah.
style on that.
Someone go look on DuckDuckGo.
I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, there we go. One of these days, we're gonna cover the original Gen 13. In fact, I'm gonna jump in my comic boxes. I might do that next week. The original
Nice.
miniseries.
I gotta read that. That's actually
It's
a
good,
book I have
man.
Not read.
It's awesome. Like,
Yeah,
like,
it's again classic early Image goodness. You know.
yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
David Finch do some early work for that?
On that one, no, I don't
In
think
my
so.
opinion, Gen 13 is J. Scott Campbell's best work.
Oh yeah. hands
Oh,
down.
okay. So yeah. So I was one of them. so
Hail
that's mentioned
as
him. Okay.
Al's
Alas, not.
Hail.
Alas,
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Good to see you. Thank
Good
you
to
for
see
having
you. So that was Union, guys. I'm definitely go out and check that out. Find it if you can,
It's
if you like
Omen.
it.
Omen.
It was.
Looks like
Is
I
it?
thought
Okay.
I said it was
Omen.
Omen in the beginning.
Okay.
Oh, the
Find
monarchy. His history is the monarchy, and his name's Omen.
yeah, that's-
Where'd you find it?
Where'd
I
you get
said
that?
that though.
And I
Bring
found
it
it
up.
on Fandom.
Share it.
Yeah,
Share
that's
it.
like
You
I
need to show
literally,
everybody.
I literally said that, but it didn't seem correct.
Oh, easy,
Yeah.
easy now, easy now. It's all right.
Carbon dioxide said it too. I saw in the chat. So yeah,
Damn,
All
Zach
right.
is high.
it didn't seem correct, but that works for me. I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Union,
Bring it
the
up.
Character. Union is sought to restore peace. The monarchy. Union suffered a several transformation during the series. The monarchy forced to commit suicide. Okay. Yeah, it just says Union, and then Omen is his real name.
Well, okay, so
Yeah.
we're not talking about his real like character name. There was
Yeah.
Like
so
what
it's
the
much
book
like
was
when Gen
originally
X, when
called.
Gen 13 originally came out, they were called Gen X, and then they changed it because of the X-Men and Generation X that was coming out. So they changed it to Gen 13. Union was very similar when they very first advertised that the character was coming, that the series was coming, and it had a different title.
Yeah.
And then they renamed the title to Union. So I'm
Design
not
was a bit off too. But
the design had a little bit more spikes, I think, on it. Or
Yeah,
something like,
he needs spikes.
yeah.
And blades.
They changed the character design a little bit. I'm gonna see.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Monarchy. The monarchy
See if we
was.
figure this mystery
It's
out.
not. He didn't use that name. It's just part of a suicide. No, not a suicide. Serial killer pack that killed the group, the Monarchy, in Image Comics.
Oh, I haven't read this book in almost 30 years. I've looked at it, but like I forget why his bands turned from blue to green.
He just goes by Union. No, there's no other name.
Motherfuckers.
Carbon dioxide says, "Oh, never mind." It's talking to
Oh, that's the truth.
All right, let me see. See. I'm gonna flip through this book that Sean was talking about real quick and see if I can.
Yeah, it's like the early days of Wildstorm or something like that is the chapter.
Okay.
It's early days of Wildcats. He that's only.
Well, there's one that has, and it's the icons that has the Wildcat sketches, Stormwatch, maybe not Deathblow sketches, but different Deathblow art. Just some early characters, and I thought that it was in there.
If not, it's definitely in one of the comics.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man. I was really like, I'm a huge 50-50 on Deathblow. Like for Jim Lee's early stuff, I was like, I saw he was experimenting with that. I wasn't feeling it.
You didn't like Deathblow?
Really?
I wasn't feeling it.
Interesting,
I was more of a Grifter fan. I was like,
I mean, I
yo,
liked Grifter. Don't get me wrong, but like,
But stylistically,
stylistic,
the storytelling of it,
I could tell there was a lot of Frank Miller Sin City influence.
Right.
On
On
100%.
purpose.
But
100%. Yeah, that was
I
him.
wasn't
Yeah.
really into it like that much.
oh, as a character, it's like it's Punisher, but don't
Joe,
get
everything that I'm getting is like Union, aka Omen.
motherfuckers. Somebody go in the Wildstorm Facebook fan group.
We'll
and be
go
like,
with that. We'll go with
Yo.
that for now until we see the actual advertisement that Sean and I are talking about. But we will go with that.
Brian, what's his name?
And
Oh,
I
the
gotta stop
Wildstorm?
reading. I gotta stop reading right now.
No, yeah, Deathblow was awesome because that was Jim Lee trying to do a Frank Miller style. I mean, he was pretty open about it, and Deathblow was basically the Punisher.
Yeah.
And, like the no, I dug it. I thought it was.
I
thought it
feel
was awesome.
him doing Darker Image and then Deathblow 1 and 2 and then coming back to Wildcats 5 and beyond.
Yeah,
Fucking changed his shit. Like Wildcats 1 and 4 is awesome.
Yep.
He had nobody to cipher off of artistically, so he was just doing his X-Men stuff, which is beautiful. And it's awesome.
yeah, it was basically.
But
Yep, it was
there's
his X-Men.
something like where he just dropped his dick and just fucking jizzed everywhere with issue 5 and up.
That's a
you
fact.
know?
That is a fact. He's like, I'm gonna remind you all that I'm the best fucking artist in the business right now.
What the fuck?
He absolutely did.
Yeah.
Facts.
They all swam in it.
No, I
man.
just imagine like fucking Jim Lee just sitting in his drafting tape. He's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna let my dick hang low this time. Like,
Well, he might have had to step on some phone books because he's kind of tiny. But, he stood on the chair.
yeah, oh my god! I can't fucking stop laughing right now.
Yeah, I
that
don't
was
think it's
good.
got it
That's
in this.
fucking funny, bro.
Yeah, we'll go with whatever everybody said in the chat and looked up so far until we find if that's not it. But we'll go with what'd you say, Omen?
Omen. I went on like 5 or 6 websites and they're all saying Omen. It like Union, aka Omen.
Okay. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Omen it is.
But when you said Prime, I was like, it rang a bell because I remember something like that too.
For
Well,
that
remember
image?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the 4 image? Okay. Interesting. Because I know the Malibu book Prime was pretty cool back in the day.
Yeah, Ultraverse. That
That has some
Ultraverse
good
was
stuff.
awesome.
Fucking Rune, Barry Windsor.
Rune is good
was
shit.
great,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rune was beautiful. Yeah, I wish I had some of my
Henry's saying, Zach, let's see your art.
whip it out.
Oh, I can't show this one.
Oh,
I can't,
nice.
I can't. Not this one. I can't. This one's a surprise.
For super chats, he could.
Oh no, I don't. No, this one's a secret, top secret one.
Okay.
Jay
let me
would
look
kill
this up real
me.
quick.
You would fucking kill me.
You guys are
I'm not a
crazy.
monster.
Yes, you are.
My poor flowers are dead.
Somebody failed to water them.
What do you mean? I
I
changed the
think we know
water
who
in them.
that
It's
is.
because this room is hot and there's no AC.
Mow.
I'm in here freaking sweating my ass off.
I can't. I just love how you're like, oh my god, I thought my flowers are ruined.
Yeah, they're dead. I like to have fresh flowers in this room. They only lasted like 5 days. All the petals are falling off and shit.
Bunch of comic
Why
book
you
talk,
making
and
this-
it's all of a sudden
Why are
the
you
flowers
making
are
this more
ruined.
dramatic than
You know
it
what?
already
Flowers are
The stem started dropping down. The petals were slowly dying as the sun goes down.
Hey, she's a writer. She's a writer. She's got to be very descriptive. You know?
The plants are self-deleting themselves. They don't want to hear it from you anymore.
I can't believe it. Get deleted.
Oh, God, I hate you all sometimes.
John's got an offer.
What's John saying? I can come spray
Oh.
your garden hose if you need it. Spray you with garden hose. Okay, sorry, I read that wrong.
Probably for the best, because if that was an inclination of what I thought it was,
Calm down, Kayla. We don't want another Jay Ryan instance here on the stream.
Oh God. All right. So Spawn, everybody.
Yeah, Spawn.
All right,
I'm sorry,
so
I'm still looking something up, which is why I'm silent.
all right, what are everybody's predictions or looking forward to for San Diego Comic-Con? Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Like, I'm out of
Spawn
the loop.
news.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Spawn
dude. I
news.
think
I'm
Todd,
looking for-
Todd is
yeah.
ready to blast.
I don't care about Marvel or DC anymore. Like they really have done a number.
Believe,
It's
dude, I
poison.
swear, when Todd fucking comes out with that news, he's about to put Image back on the map again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get ready, get ready. Everybody who's got their Spawn comics, that shit's gonna fucking bump up in price. Key
Right,
issues
yeah.
are gonna fly all over the place.
Yeah, I think that very well could be.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to definitely the Spawn stuff. There is some Marvel stuff that I am interested in. You know, with the Deadpool Wolverine happening, I know Hugh Jackman is signed on to do more roles as Wolverine. You know,
Are you
you've got
serious?
Oh,
I thought
really?
that would have been his last
Seriously?
one.
no, yeah, he's going to be in Secret Wars, and he's
This guy's gonna be making bank.
dude. Yeah, I
Oh,
was just like,
dude.
he's 55 years old. You know, he's cashing in. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he retired from Logan or the Wolverine character, went and did a bunch of movies, did his
Tour of his
tour and
yeah,
like all
yeah.
the stuff that he wanted to do. Now
he
he's
really
back.
does. He really doesn't want anyone touching that character. But I do have to say, now that he's aged, he looks more like Logan. That
Yeah.
he's aged.
I mean,
Yeah.
He has
can
that
I get
gritty
a fucking Old Man Logan movie, like a legit
Yeah,
one
that was-
with the
oh, okay, I
Hulk
was
and
about to say, like, that was
everything?
pretty much Logan, but
Yeah.
We can now. Yeah, that's great. That would be awesome.
I mean, that was Logan, wasn't it? Like,
No. That wasn't even close to the Old Man
No.
Logan.
Not
Yeah.
either.
oh, so
I'm
you're
just
talking
saying-
about comic book only. Okay.
yeah, I was just gonna say
Yeah,
it
I
wasn't
want-
the comic book story, but that was basically their take on Old Man Logan.
But I
Even though
want
it
an
had nothing to do with the
actual
storyline.
Old Man Logan
Yeah.
with
With
the
the
Hulk
Hulk.
That's about
and
Old Man
everything.
Logan.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. I
Yeah,
think
hell
it would
yeah.
be perfect to
Insane.
do. I think it's a great storyline, and I
Yeah.
think that will definitely bring in an audience. And come on now, who doesn't want to see that go down?
Me.
It all
Hulk
depends
and
on the
Old Man
CG
Logan, like.
Hulk. Like it all depends on that because like it can really turn people away.
Yeah, to me, like I've
Well-
already seen a older version of Wolverine, and I don't really give a shit about seeing the Old Man Logan storyline. I would rather see him existing within the new universe that they're creating and how he exists now, instead of pull him out of continuity again. What I like about they're doing with Hugh Jackman is they're bringing him in and they're using him as a centerpiece for movies going forward, not necessarily having a Wolverine movie. I doubt we're going to have another Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman in it. I don't think that's the idea. And I'm fine with that. You know,
Yeah.
Logan was good. Logan was a good way to end that character's story arc in the Fox universe. I thought that was
He's
really, really
gonna come in at this as being a producer as well. Like, this guy's gonna be Scrooge McDucking this money. Like,
good.
it's
Well,
Yeah.
they already said that the Secret Wars is going to be the newer version of Secret Wars. So it's like I don't
So
know.
he'll
if
be
I
Old
really-
Man
I don't
Logan.
want to see.
He's gonna be Old Man Logan then.
Well, he's going to be this Logan.
Well,
Or
I
this
don't know.
Wolverine.
It's,
Yeah,
This
but in
Wolverine
the
character is the
newer
character he's
Secret
gonna be
Wars,
playing.
like, have you guys read the newer Secret Wars that they did?
I tried.
it's all
No,
dog
I
shit.
didn't.
It's
I
I
didn't.
terrible.
Dog
tried.
shit.
Terrible.
I tried.
So
Nope, I didn't read it at all.
Yeah, I
It's
tried.
like, what is it? Had something to do with Doom again, with fucking Black Panther.
Yes, it
and all
did,
that
and they
But it wasn't
separated-
cool.
No,
they
it wasn't.
separated a lot of things, and the Marvel Zombies I remember were actually decent for that run. So
But they did that for the animated What If.
It popped up.
Yeah.
Oh, and animated What If was like dumb. Every episode bad.
Oh, I hated What If.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it.
You're like, oh, Marvel's What If, but it's only about the
I mean-
MCU. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Technically, what Marvel started doing was actually taking what if storylines, the older ones, and
They didn't take
bringing
any.
it into actual continuity because they ran out of ideas at one point. So
Yeah, it was.
I would love to see the What If Wolverine actually killed the Hulk. That is.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
yo!
well, that's
That'd
pretty
be
much
sick.
what kind of Old Man Logan touches base on that comic run.
What the What If? You know, Wolverine.
No,
killed
the
Hulk?
series. Yeah.
Mm.
She's right. It kind of touches on that a little bit. But it's King Hulk. What's his name there?
Maestro.
Maestro.
Maestro. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is Disney with Marvel has a lot more money than say like HBO, and if HBO can make the dragons look fucking amazing, then they should be able to do a decent CGI.
Right.
Thing.
Yeah.
No
You
excuse.
think so?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the animators they work with, I think, is
So
the
they better
issue.
find some new animators. It's a dime a
Like
dozen.
Kayla, the original Marvel movies were originally done by Paramount, not Disney. You know that, right? So like Paramount
Yeah.
did those originally, was doing those. So then when Disney took over, that's when things changed. Like they started changing a lot of it, and you started seeing weaker writing and weaker movies, weaker series. Like what
Well,
have we
they're
seen?
demanding-
Like what's
they're-
Yeah, I'm not talking about the stories. I'm talking about the CGI.
Yeah, they're
though.
demanding a lot of the CGI people where they're having to do shit like last minute and like
Yeah.
changes on the fly, and
yeah?
that's gonna be highly affected.
I mean,
You
dude,
know,
look at the cuts they did with the trailers. I mean, you had in one
Well, then
trailer
they need to
Spider-Man
fucking
Homecoming,
learn.
Spider-Man swinging in the fucking
And-
city with Iron Man. Hulk was in the Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster armor for the trailer for.
I just don't
Like-
understand having all this money and not doing things in a proper way. That's what drives me crazy. So you're
'Cause
paying and
it's
you're
the
spending
ego.
all this money, then why don't you want it to look good? So I mean, if they take the time and hire the correct people and pay
Yes.
people properly, I mean, it should be a good product then.
It should
I
be
mean,
a
but who
no-brainer. Joe,
fucking knows? You know,
Joe, do you want to tackle that? Because we talked to Bo about this, and they refuse. They absolutely refuse to use the actual resource material,
well,
or
that's
even
stupid.
talk to.
I think that's stupid, and
Yep.
I don't care who's watching this and whatever the fuck.
I don't think anybody of any
stupid. If you
significance
have
is
the
watching
money
this
to get the proper resources,
Yeah,
then
Petunia.
why are you wasting your money?
Mhm.
It's stupid. Give people good product. Otherwise, it's just a waste of fucking money. I mean, why
Because
do you want to do
they're
things
funded-
for negative reactions? It's stupid.
Because they're funded by by mega corporations like BlackRock, Vanguard, and that they're trying to make it a socialistic
Getting
community and state, and when they do that, they're going to employ their agendas, and it's going to trickle down, and it's going to go into Disney
I
because
just,
they're getting money from these
it's,
companies.
It's burn it all fucking down. I just
That's
want
what's
to have
happening.
good
That's
stuff
you
that
haven't
I
seen
can
that.
just
The
enjoy.
Acolyte, they've killed. We
What's
just
it?
talked about this. They've killed. They're killing Star Wars. They're killing Marvel. They're killing these things. They're actually killing them. They're not. It's not going to be a long. You're going to see generations. Like you're already seeing. Kids don't give a shit about Star Wars. A lot of kids are not even caring about Marvel now anymore because it's the way it's been played out, and it's
Well,
not
they've
even
also oversaturated
watch.
the market with it, and
I think that's
don't
untrue.
know their target market.
No, that's untrue because you look.
I was just gonna
you know
say,
what?
yeah, I don't think
I
it's
work at a
oversaturated.
shop
I
though,
don't-
and there's an oversaturation of product and everything that they're trying to get people to buy. It's
Okay, well,
overly saturated.
Yeah, but you
with
look at
product,
Japan, the
with
way
everything.
if you had the proper storytelling, you wouldn't have that issue.
That I'm,
It's an
I'm
issue.
there with you, Jay.
It's an issue because
I'm the biggest
if
person
people,
that talks about story. I know the
I know.
storytelling sucks. So
I know, but
don't have to tell me.
you're
But that plays
forcing
into Jay's
something-
point.
Yeah, exactly. You're forcing something onto people that people are not wanting. So
yeah,
I
if you're
mean,
giving people what they want, it will never get saturated.
I think
You know?
the biggest thing is they don't know what their target audience is anymore. That's what
true.
it is.
They
They've
do.
lost
They
touch.
do. But they
We
refuse
don't know
to
because
get that target.
their
Nope.
target audience is not spending money.
No, Kayla, they do know that. They're trying to force their way into a different market.
That's
And
not
they're
going to happen though.
And by doing, I know that, we know that, but by doing that, you're throwing away the true fans, the true market that actually buys the material. So when you're like, look what they did with their movies. We don't care all.
I mean, you're
men
not
are going to
saying
come to the movie.
anything to me that I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the way the world is working.
I feel
You
like
look
Kayla,
at
I feel like you're arguing against. I feel like you're
I'm not-
arguing.
I'm not arguing.
No, I feel like you guys are both saying the same thing.
I'm saying the exact same thing as him.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just like, I don't understand like what is going on here.
You're saying the same thing, but what Jay is saying that it's just a different point of view. Like if things were better, which they aren't, we all agree that they aren't good. Stories are bad, and because of that, the saturation is an issue. But if the stories were good, look at Marvel in the first 3 or whatever phases, that did not slow down. People were excited for every movie that came out because they were fun, good movies, and it was exciting to go to the theater and see the next big Marvel movie. Once they started dumbing down the story, DEI and everything, then it got saturated because it was just like, oh, the next DEI movie is out, the next one's out, the next one's out. Then
Yes.
people are like, oh, it's oversaturated. It was an excuse that people used because they couldn't take the truth, that people didn't want the whole DEI stuff. So yeah, we are all in agreement of that. If they kept everything going good, there would never have been a saturation. The comic book movies would never have slowed down, and we would have kept on getting better and better movies, in my opinion. Because I think as long as something's good, you're not going to get bored on something that's good.
I mean,
Same thing
even
like Game of
my
Thrones,
big
right? It was
thing
fine
has
until
always
season
been
6.
when after looking at storyboard art and everything, I just don't understand why there's no reason that they can't just follow the comics as they are
We
written.
all think that.
Because the
We all
storyboard
think
board
yeah,
art
100%.
looks exactly like a comic book
Well,
in many different aspects. I mean, I could pull out a whole book I have a storyboard art for a TV show, and
I'll
it
agree.
looks like a comic book.
I'll agree, and then I'll also disagree a little bit on one part of that. Following the comic books, you get great storyboards for great stories, and when you do that, you see something can be very, very successful. Take Walking Dead, for instance. The first few seasons of Walking Dead were great because they really followed the story closely.
And then they went beyond it.
But well, they didn't really go beyond it. They made a specific change because the more the show got popular, the more people started going to the comic books and going forward to see what was going to happen. So now everything that they wanted to do was no longer a surprise. People were going and getting spoiled as they went forward to see what happened to certain characters, what happened to certain storylines. So they made an effort. No, they did. They came out and said this. They made an effort.
But I
to
have
change.
to disagree after reading The Walking Dead. I mean, there were characters that stayed alive a lot longer. A lot of things they changed with characters within the first couple seasons. I'm just saying,
How high am I
true.
right now?
I know, because you're saying exactly what Joe just said.
That's what I'm hearing. Like this is
So I'm just saying,
absurd.
but that's even the first season is very true to the comic. But once you go into the second season and stuff, there are things that are very different.
This is like that meme of that drunk guy yelling at himself in the mirror at the bar trying to fight himself.
My overall point is that there are times where because the story, the material is already out there, you have to eventually make an effort to go away from that so that you can you have to tell a different version so you can keep the audience that are coming to watch the shows that aren't necessarily comic book audience, keep them coming back for something new, so they don't all of a sudden know what's going on when the whisperers are coming in or this or that, or the characters come in. You go right to the comic book, then you know where they're going because they were fairly accurate. Even if they changed little things here or there, they were fairly accurate to the comic book. So you made a conscious effort to go and do something different. The problem is what they did different was crap. Instead of taking something like Bo DeMayo, right, doing something different from the comic book, but related to it, and was uniquely awesome. You know, like that's one of the biggest issues with people in storytelling when it comes to doing, you either follow the comics or you go away from it. There's a balance there. I just, not a lot of people find it except for Bo DeMeo. $2 from John says, I disagree with whatever Kayla is saying twice.
John really wants me to cuss him out. That's what it is. You can keep super chatting, John.
He misses it. Carbon Dioxide says, respect the queen. No. Anyway.
No, I get no respect on this show.
Everyone knows I love Kayla.
Yes, we all love Kayla.
Well, I'm the biggest person about story. I've complained about story forever. I've said the number one issue with comics, with everything, is story over the artwork, over everything. You can always pick out some shitty artwork in every book. Even in the best book, there'll be a shitty panel or two, right? But it's the story that's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Jay,
what were you saying?
I just wanted to piggyback on what you're saying. I totally agree with that. When you take it from the book, like Bo DeMeo did, and put it into an animated or live action series or film, whatever, it's how you set it up. I think that's where they don't know how to do that. Like with Walking Dead, with
right,
anything that they're doing Marvel wise, they don't know how to set it up. Like they did that perfectly for Endgame, for that series there. But like going forward, because of what's being implemented in that shithole. The ESG shit, like all that stuff. So you're hiring people that have no idea what the lore is, what the canon is. They never read the comics. They're not even allowed to talk to the person who wrote it and get reference to all that. So they're just in their minds coming up with slice of life bullshit, and they think people are going to like it. And it's just like, no, that's not what we want.
I agree. John says, bring the heat, break out the unhinged rage, and then I agree with everything Jay is saying twice. Dominic Powell says, good evening, looking over the Union miniseries before it became an ongoing series. What aged well and what could have been improved? I can't really tell you as far as the story goes because I don't really analyze story here on this channel. If Kayla read it, she could tell you. But art-wise, to me, everything in the art aged well because of the stylistic awesomeness of what the art is, right? Like, I don't look at art specifically for me and seeing if something like fits into a certain era or not. Like, if you have cool art, it doesn't matter if it's 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 2000s, 2010s. It's just cool stylized art. What I like about the Union book is that it is unburdened by what has been. If anyone knows what that means.
Oh my god!
Somebody might get that.
I can't deal with politics.
Anyway,
let me
add.
add.
It was free. I saw the art as being like absolutely free of an artist doing what they wanted to do, leaning into their influences and creating very cool stylistic story art. So to me, I wouldn't have improved anything on it, and I think it aged very well. Go ahead, Zach.
I'm gonna add into what you just said. A lot of these comics kind of didn't stick at the time. They were doing great, but then the series stopped. Right now, I swear that if these guys bring these characters back, either collect them all in a compendium type of style, or they just do a new run, like a mini series, like another 4 issues or something like that, people will flock to it.
I agree.
It's like a revitalization of revitalizing old characters.
I disagree.
By just bringing them. You think so?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay. What do you got?
I just don't think you're gonna get the people like our age buying the books, but you need to capture youth. And yes, do the books. I'm not saying don't do it, but I think the youth is so tantalized by what manga's brought. Yeah,
manga.
Exactly.
It's manga and cards that the youth want.
Your comics are really truly dying. Look at the Kickstarters. You got like these artists, Silvestri, you got Finch, they're not getting the sales they should be getting for the work that they've done. Like it's simple. Even you're seeing the people doing campaigns now, they're not even getting close to what they should be getting.
The only thing though with the
I hate to
Sylvestris
say
and-
that, but you know.
No, I get
Go
what
ahead.
you're saying, but the thing with like the Sylvestris and Top Cow and stuff like that, they're doing omnibuses, and for those you're spending, $30, $40 for it. So the sale numbers, in my opinion, are pretty good for somebody that wants to go spend that much money. It's not like a big name is going and kickstarting like a comic book series, that would be a lot cheaper and more affordable. I'd like to see the numbers and money that would be raised if it was something like that. So that to me, like the omnibuses or anything like that, the Top Cow is doing, that's just something to do for some extra cash, To me, what are the numbers they're doing for when they put a book out? What did Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo do? I don't know. I never really looked at the numbers. I know it was highly popular. Everybody I've talked to loved it. So I don't know. We'll see. But the original question, I mean, Sean, did you want to weigh in on the original question? Dominic Powell said, "Good evening. Looking over the Union miniseries before it became an ongoing series, what aged well and what could have been improved?"
Oh, I think the coloring aged well for the first 2 issues. Definitely the first one. I don't know if I would have to go back to read it to see the story or the scripting.
That's what I was saying. Like, I didn't read the story, so I can't say.
Other than that, I don't know. I think it's beautiful art.
Yep. All I can judge on is art when it comes to this channel, because that's primarily what I look into.
Yeah.
So to me, I thought it aged very well with the art because it's the style. And style to me is not going to get bad as you go forward. Because it's, art is subjective in a lot of ways. Yeah, we always say that, but a nice stylized book or a nice drawn book to me is not going to go out of date, in my opinion. And I don't care when it was drawn. You can look at stuff from 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, go through it, find a very well drawn book. To me, it's going to still hold up to today because the principles of drawing comic books to me are still the same. In fact, I think stuff modern day has gotten worse. So the older stuff looks even more better and is aged even better because of that.
Yeah, give me some Buscema Conan any day of the fucking week.
I'll tell you right now, it's a lot of the comics that come out, a lot of it is done digitally, and that's totally fine because it's a time saver. But one thing that really pisses me off is when I know what exact brush you're using to render.
Oh yeah, I got you.
And I'm like, really, guys? It's so obvious. Like you could tell, it's just like, all right, they're just getting, I'm like, dude, just if you're gonna make comics, man, just fucking make them.
Well, they're too clean. You don't have that.
Ouch. Exactly. It doesn't have that grit.
Traditional art will never go out of style, though. And that's just what it is. Because at the end of the day, people will spend a crazy amount of money to have an original piece to this day.
Yeah.
So,
well, anything original nowadays, like if you have like DVDs or Blu-rays or you have video games, like because they're getting away from hard copies of anything. So I mean, don't be surprised if comics trying to get hard copies for comics in the next, say, 10 years, or it's non-existent.
So
it could be all digital,
like a graphic novel format, just for things I've seen around the shop and everything, and from my knowledge of ordering and everything, they're going to try to move to more of a graphic novel format. That's what I believe. So
if they do that, they can keep the rights.
Completely digital. They will probably try to push it more, but at the end of the day, there is a different experience with physically holding a book and reading it and flipping the pages. And it affects a different part of your brain, as in like if you were sitting and watching something. So
I'm going to go ahead
I can't read anything digitally. I don't like to listen to audiobooks for the most part. It's like very hard for me to focus on that. I have a fucking library going on here. But I need physical copies. I do. I'm one of those people. My brain doesn't process things as better.
I'm gonna go ahead and add into what Jay just said. I do agree with him, not 100%, but in order for the company, not 100%, because it is heartbreaking as it is.
This is
These
kind of wrong.
companies are losing a lot of money, but they still need to keep their copyright rights, so they still have to print the stuff. So there's going to be a day where there's going to be no more single issues. It's all going to be paperbacks from here on out, and that's how they're going to maintain the rights to the characters to keep going, moving forward.
Yeah, because they
And
make
that's
more
just
money
it.
that way. They make more
I
money
mean,
on trade paperbacks. Like that's
here's a
that's
signal. Here's a signal that is a warning shot that fans should easily see. Was when Spider-Man got printed under a different company. I think it was called like Spider-Man Velocity or whatever it was, but it was printed under a different company that had nothing to do with Marvel. But they signed, and I'm like, Marvel wouldn't do that unless there's something there, and I think that's like a warning shot saying, hey, they're experimenting. Like if they're not going to print issues and stuff, they're going to like lease the character out to a different company to drop it down. It's coming.
Well, especially with how distribution is working too with some of these companies
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
So the distribution is all fucking crazy. So
Well, that's why we got indie comic books, everybody. Speaking of indie comic books, everybody go out and check out Reaper Destroyer. They just crossed $72,000 on the campaign. I didn't even realize that. So shout out to everybody that's backed this campaign, the over 1,200 backers that are on here. I just talked to the printer. I hopefully am going to be getting a physical proof in the next couple weeks to go over. And then once I approve that, we are ready to roll on the actual printing and get this book out. I don't know if anybody saw the updates, but I want to show you guys if you didn't. Some of the latest update that I put out here. One, there's been some people asking about a combination of the Dale Keown cover and the supplemental book, which I didn't have originally. So I did put that up there if anybody wants to grab that up. That didn't originally get that, but I shared a couple pages here, preview pages, and some of these might change slightly, but these are some preview pages of the supplemental book of the story, the Apophis story that I wrote, drawn by Oliver Isabedra. So if you guys want to read one of the pages from it, you can go to the updates. Oliver Isabedra drew this. One of my characters. Apophis. This is one of my characters, Apophis. This is the one of the backup stories in the supplemental books. It was the first time I got to play just writer, which was actually pretty fun. And have another guy pretty much bring the vision out and did a phenomenal job. The story looks amazing. This was lettered. I got to figure out the company's name, but a friend of mine lettered this through his company, and I'll get the details as we go. It'll be in the credits. But they did a phenomenal job, gave me a very good kind of Spawn vibes with this. But check it out if you're interested in the supplemental book. You want to get a taste of it, go to the updates, the latest updates, and you can check out a page and read it and get excited for what's coming. Also, the story that Kayla wrote, drawn by Fabio Simo, there is a preview page up here as well. That might look a little bit different when it's actually all said and done, but I want to get these up and show you guys the progress we were making on the supplemental book, which is now all lettered. And we are getting that all ready to go and hopefully get everything printed as soon as possible. So check it out, latest updates. Also, if you haven't yet, anybody that backed the Destroyer tier, which is the highest tier, it's the $200 tier we have. It's the all-in bundle of everything. That is going to come in a custom box. This is the custom box right here, what it's going to look like as far as the design of it all. I will be putting a limited run of these boxes up on the campaign once we go to printing. Just to get it out there if anybody wants to buy it for their own collection. But if you got the Destroyer tier, it's automatically going to come in this. And so, yeah, this is going to be coming here at some point soon as I drop that. So just the latest updates. Check that out. Reaper Destroyer. This is my book. If you like the stuff we look at here on this channel, if you love the dark sci-fi fantasy heroes of the 90s, I guess you could say, this is definitely inspired. If you like Spawn, you like the darkness, you like the Guyver, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, you're going to love this book. A very unique story, I think, compared to a lot of those books. You're going to find out once you actually read it. I've had a lot of people so far, whether they were proofreading the book or just reading it so they could give some some feedback or give me some quotes. Some industry professionals have checked this book out, gave me some really nice insight and some great feedback on it as well that you guys are going to see as I release it. I'm very, very excited for you guys to read this. Very proud of the work that me and the team has done on the entire main book and the supplemental book. I don't think you guys are going to be disappointed at all. So I'm excited to get into issue 2, which hopefully I'll be starting to draw here pretty soon. And we'll get some more information that going forward, these books are going to become cheaper for everybody. These books right now are $25, a larger page count. I want to kind of reduce the page count, reduce the amount of money it is that you pay for a book, and hopefully increase the amount of time or increase the time it takes to get the books out to you guys and give you more production. So check the book out. Links are down below.
Oh, we dropped that news?
I haven't really dropped. I've just given a little bit of preview. A little bit of a preview of stuff, for anybody that's watching live. Yeah, we'll go into more details when we actually talk about it. We'll talk about that on an actual odd stuff.
All right, cool.
And we'll go into our details of what Sean and I are planning on doing. But yeah, check it out. Check it out, everybody. See, I was just trying to slip that in, Sean. You didn't have to give light to it.
I was just as surprised as them.
All right. Also, Type 1, everybody. Sean's book, which is Rocking and Rolling.
Yeah, we're doing really well. Working on pages. I believe this week, me and Jay are going to have a studio session.
Oh, nice.
I'm working on a double-page splash, which is kind of fun. Anyway, action-adventure story. If you like Mayan Aztec lore, if you like space gods to some degree, some conspiracy, this book's up your alley. It's fun. It's cool. I wrote it. I'm drawing it. I got an awesome colorist by the legendary Dan Kemp color.
Colorist.
So, some awesome covers by my friends. Joe's working on his.
Yes, it's over here somewhere.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful.
And Sean's gonna be inking it. It's gonna be the first time we jam on a cover together.
Yeah, so. I'm excited. I'm taking out the pens and seeing what I could do.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
But yeah, everybody that believes in this project, I appreciate you. So that's it. Type 1.
Yeah, thank you for the support, everybody, to the projects on this channel. You guys are amazing. We can't wait to get more books out to you guys. So before we get out of here, Kayla, what are you up to? Where can we follow you? I know you do some streaming with some other channels.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
All right,
I just do. I just go with the flow. Where I'm asked to be, if I'm invited and I'm interested, I'm there. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm here on Mondays. Constantly.
Yes.
So that's
She said constantly. She's like, I'm here constantly.
I'm here so you guys can rag on me the whole night.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody needs a tissue.
Oh. Sean.
Yeah, but
what do you got going on? Where are you at?
This Wednesday. Okay, so no Revolution on Wednesday because Mark will be at San Diego Comic-Con. This week on Art and Stuff, we got Nader Fox Schaefer.
Yes.
So that should be fun. He's got a
Nandor.
Cool.
Is it Nandor?
Oh, I might have not put the N in there. So yeah, that's on me.
I mean, I might have spelled that wrong too, to be honest with you.
Okay, so that we're working on us. So just come to Art and Stuff on Joe's channel right here, Thursday at 10 p.m. and working on Type 1. And yeah, man, life's pretty good.
Hells yes. Jay the Gooch.
Yeah, just doing my thing on my channel, going over animation. Tomorrow night we do X-Men 97, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yes.
Wednesday's Ninja Scroll, 8 o'clock Eastern. And then Thursday's Demon Slayer. We're doing episodes 10 and 11, 10 o'clock Eastern. Swing on by. If you love animation, we really dive into it. So, Kayla was there. Was it last week? Yeah, you were there last week.
Yeah, it was a great show.
It was an awesome time. We had a couple animators with us, and it was a blast. So,
hell yeah!
Shout out to you, Jay.
What about you, Zach? Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be on all the streams for Jay. I'm going to
following
be
being Jay's shadow.
I'm going to be on all Jay streams, and I'm going to be doing a lot more drawings. A lot more is coming, especially with the new shows that Jay's got lined up, which is going to be really, really fun. I'm working on a special thing that is going to get announced with Jay on August 1st, which is going to be really cool. And it's cool, guys. I saw you guys like putting out Type 1 and then, Ripper Destroyer. My book has been made. I'm in the middle of
Yes.
doing fulfillments and stuff.
Show it off.
Yeah,
I
brag,
got
baby, brag.
issue 1 of Voyage 1. It's fully printed. This is like 2 years of complete struggle. If you guys do want a copy, I still have a decent left. I will give this print 8x12 print
Nice.
for free.
Hell
So
yeah.
I felt like
stuff.
but I'm super excited that this book is done. I'm working on something else.
Congratulations. Yeah.
I
Thank
mean, I
you.
can
Yeah,
attest
that's
that the
awesome.
quality of Zach's books is phenomenal. He puts out a quality product. The colors look great. The book itself is very good quality. Just because Zach brought some books in to my shop that I work at last October.
Oh
So
man, I forgot that I did that.
you definitely did not forget.
I did. I have a very terrible memory.
Jesus Christ.
All
You
right.
brought us back there, and even the owner said that these were great
He said I
quality.
got terrible memory.
Oh,
So-
that's awesome. Thank you. That's awesome.
Christ.
All right, a couple things before we get out of here. I'm ending the poll in the chat. So,
Oh,
what
that's
should
right.
Zach draw next for the Spawn review? It looks like Angela won it running away at 60%. So,
Oh,
Angela
shit.
is the answer. So, tune in next Monday for the Spawn review on the Comic Block at 9 p.m. to see the Angela piece. Everybody, check that out. Thank you for voting. Thank you for being a part of it. This Saturday we are doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles retrospective or whatever you want to call it. We are looking at the original movie. Kayla, you're invited if you want to come.
But Saturday is hard for me to do.
Oh, I'm sorry. 8 p.m.
What
See if you
time
can
on
make it.
Saturday?
8 p.m. Eastern.
I think I can make 8.
All
Are
right.
we watching the movie at the same time, or do we gotta watch it prior?
No, just watch. I mean, watch it prior if you need to.
Okay.
I wanted.
You
we're
need
just
to
gonna-
watch Ninja Turtles, Sean.
No,
We all need to go to Joe's place and sit on his couch.
Oh, dude.
All right. First of all,
Well,
fuck you guys. No, I wasn't sure if we were watching it all together and just kind of talking. And I don't know.
Like a
I'm just
watch
asking
along
questions.
thing. I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's-
this is just going to be discussion of the movie itself. I want to
Okay.
dive into behind the scenes, talk about the story because it's a really interesting story of how it came to be made,
Mhm.
some fun story. If anybody checked out, there was a 30th anniversary panel that you can find on YouTube. The sound quality isn't the greatest, but there are some interesting stories told by some of the actors on there. Check that out. If you guys get a chance, might discuss a little bit about that. But that'll be this Saturday at 8 p.m. Join us for that. Also, I don't know when we're going to do this. I don't have a date specifically for when we're going to be launching the show, but Sean and I are going to be doing another show on Thursdays right before Ott and stuff. I don't know exactly what it's going to be called yet, but we're going to start going into kind of like what we do with the Spawn review, except we're going to be doing like all things Guyver. We're going to dive into one of our favorite characters, the Guyver. We're launching that sometime. I think next month is when I'm aiming to do it. I wanted to do it this month, but we had to push it back for various reasons. Just got busy. So putting that out there now. Look for it. It's going to happen. We'll have a similar kind of people jumping in if they want to talk about the Guyver, but awesome character. I know a lot of people, underground character, want to talk about that, and we are down to do it. Going to go over the animation, probably try to dive into the manga a little bit.
Yeah, I got all. No,
Sean's got it all. Yeah.
This past fall, what was it like? I went super retarded. I bought all the manga. I finished my the comics that Viz put out in like the early 90s. I spent so much money.
I was there. I was actually there when he did it. I was there when he did it.
But it was worth it. So I can't wait to whatever.
Are you
the fuck
talking
we
about
do.
booster armor Guyver?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I want to look at the original 80s miniseries, the 80s anime,
Yeah.
the 2006 anime, and then we're also going to jump into talking and discussion of manga, plus just the history, the lore of the Guyver, all the different Guyvers, all that kind of stuff. Kind of like what we do with the Spawn review.
Yeah, yeah. We're highly both inspired by the Guyver for both of our. I think most of our projects we're ever going to do is like some sort of Guyver, but yeah, we love that. So
Yep. So look for that coming. It's going to be kind of like we do here with the comic block on Mondays. It's going to be a comic block on Thursdays, except we're going to do the Guyver, whatever that's called, and then right into Ott and stuff. So
get
check
boosted.
that out.
Get boosted.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh,
Guyver,
cool.
Get boosted. Maybe we'll do that. Remember that. Don't forget it. I know you're high.
Oh, fuck. Kayla.
All right, everybody. We are going to get on up out of here. Until next time, like I always say, be good to each other. Take care of one another. And as always, picture me naked. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
He should do his duty, and to impress him, takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, to destroy worlds."